Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Jesse Jackson III. I'm the best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'Em Out book and training series and the Work Together book and training series. It's about up to 6 books now. My personal favorite outside of Work Together 2.0, which is in its 10th year edition, is Team First. I'm a team guy, real big on team. Team is my best subject. Why? Because behavior is a team sport. It's getting all the adults to be on the same page. Same page by definition is the same goal, right? So somebody years ago said at a training of mine a few years ago, we were doing takeaways at the end, and the young lady said, pretty much in here, everybody wants the same thing. I stopped her. That's not true. That's just not true. Everybody doesn't want the same thing. We a lot of time don't know what people want. And so to gain the same page requires us to do some work. I started the top of this year saying, let's do team resets. What did I start to see at the end of the year? I started to see teams that were burnt out with no morale, no trust, no team continuity. Why is this person your secretary? You don't even trust them. Well, first year. No, this is what happened. This is what brought this on. I seen 8 first year, first time principals get their first job last year and get fired or moved around. Termination. They may be positive about it, but no, you got fired. And to be courteous, they didn't put you in the street. They recognized that, hey, we shouldn't have promoted you. Let's use your talent in another area. Well, the reason these things are happening is because people are not trained at how to galvanize adults, particularly subordinates in that admin area. So you're talking about the principals, the boss, or whatever, and then you got the AP, a dean of students, a counselor, social worker, or the office manager, the people on your team. You got to learn how to coach your team. The team is not simply the teachers. It's the ability to coach your team. What are we seeing within those? What we got to understand is as the challenges of our population escalate, the team challenges and the needs of the team escalate. Uh, Teams cannot continually cover up weaknesses. Rotten attitudes ruin team. The education business does not teach teamwork. Classroom, you're solo. It teaches the solo art. What I'm seeing now is there's so many fragile work environments, hostile work environments. A lot of the people who work for us, they feel unsupported or they don't know what support is. So when they feel like that, they're going to go counter program. It always works that way. And so what I've seen is that once the blaming starts, once the unhealthy competition is there, once the lack of chemistry is there, once the trauma of unhappy people bringing their personal problems to work, once that starts happening, we lost. So the thing that the majority of most staffs out there, you need a team reset. In the last 2 weeks, as I've begun to, and if I've been working with teams, it's been troubling because what if I had not, the person didn't have the foresight to say, hey, Dr. Jackson, come help us with it. And it makes me say, what were you doing before I got here? Just struggling. A team reset is for those teams that are struggling with trust, struggling with communication. I asked one principal in the South, she said she had about 11 people on her core admin team. I said, how many of those people are team you? She said less than half. You have no chance to win. I'm fighting right in my inner core. I'm not going to win. That doesn't even make sense, folks. Right? Teams have to be reset. Before you can get to the staff, I had one organization say that their staff was toxic, meaning the outside of the admin unit was toxic. And I later, as I got to know them and got around them, I said that staff, I mean, I don't know if the staff is toxic or not. I just know they're responding to what y'all are doing to each other. Hello? Right? Team first. How to build teamwork culture, achieve team goals, and eliminate toxic anti-team behavior. Anti-team. So the first pillar of building production is at the admin level. Say it again. It's at the admin team level. And if that team's not fluid, the office is not flowing for the principal does not have the cooperation of the AP, dean of students, people that take care of business for him or her, right? They don't have their support staff is running their own program. We lost. Let's go and break another pillar or side of this down. Let's look at being a superintendent who's in the same situation. So I asked a superintendent recently, look at your team and your cabinet. Okay. And this is before I came out. I said, who's sitting at that table? Food service, technology, transportation, finance. He said he had no rapport with the finance person. Safety and security was there. The curriculum people were there. Elementary's there. Secondary's there. All of these parts. And I said, okay, let's go around the room before we get there. You know, how many people are Team U? He said he knew for sure that he had about 68% of the support of the group. Right? It's the same thing I asked the superintendent about their board. How many of people on your board are Team U? Meaning they're going to support you and their support is vital to accomplishing your initiatives. And when I coach a school board, I'm always coaching the school board on finding superintendents that they believe in and will support. If you've got somebody in a superintendent role, I'm saying this to the board. If you've got somebody in a superintendent role that works for you that you don't believe in, then you need to let them go, pay them, get somebody who you do believe in. And we didn't say control. Okay. Get somebody you do believe in that can get the job and it's going to do what's best for the company, which is what's best for the clients, which is the kids, and is going to help build the workforce. A team reset is required. As I begin to look in this, ladies and gentlemen, if you look through our book catalog right now, I mean, the books in my office right now, it's 50 books looking at me that I've personally authored. Personal experience of mine. Based on our 20 years in the business, things we've seen, the wins and losses, was able to pin it. Our training programs, which the book are based off the books. There's a lot of good people in the business, but I would be really straight with you. You're going to be hard pressed to find somebody that will bring better value to your organization than myself. I start to ask myself, like, okay, why are we set up this valuable? Why do we have, the stuff that people need, right? Why do we have the answers to the test? We got the answers to the test. Don't kick them out 2.0. It's the discipline framework and the playbook for fixing the whole program. And at least just look at it and see what the man said and just follow. Those are facts. It's right there. If you do it, you win. People, they have it. They do it, they win, right? What you start to find out is the team's not on the same page. I'll tell you this and I'll let you go and give you your charge. We had one organization that was having tremendous problems with behavior. Tremendous problems with the behavior. The person that called me was the superintendent. A big don't kick him out guy. Big don't kick him out guy. He followed me since the first don't kick him out. But he said, Doc, I need to talk to my team. I said, what about? What do you mean talk to the team? You're the boss, right? No. He needed them to be on board. You had one pulling in positive behavior support direction. You had one pulling in restorative practices. Once again, it's nothing wrong with those. You had another one wanting to do an elementary school baby program and use it for the whole district. So his team and cabinet was split on discipline, split on philosophy. Thus, it took the guy 2 years to get back to me. 2 years. Just cleaning up the separation in his cabinet. What's happened over those 2 years? An increased spike in behavior, academia, toilet, nothing's happening. There's nothing happening academically. You're not going to grow academically in a toxic environment. Okay. It's just very, very difficult to do. And it rarely happens. And if you do grow in a toxic environment, when you lose those pillars that help you grow, see, those people have choices and they make their choice and go to another place. What are we saying? The team reset. When I came out and said, hey, you need to reset your team, it's more serious than I ever thought. It's worse than I've ever seen it. And if you do not have trust in your admin team, trust, you don't believe in them, they don't believe in you, you guys are doing this unlawful stuff behind people's back. It's a toxic environment. There's blaming, no trust, an inability to work together, ongoing conflict. You need a team reset. And the difference between where we can get to admin, it's the flexibility. We can do it during the school day because you're not covering the class. We can do it after school. We can do it on an early dismissal. We can do it on a weekend. It's what you have to make a decision that I'm not going to live like this. If I'm in charge, I have to have cooperation. If I'm responsible, if I'm a superintendent and this is my cabinet, if I'm a principal and this is my building and I have to have a growth year in my building, I can't go back to work or go or start this process and not have my team on the same page. Toxic behavior is totally anti-production. If this is you, this has bothered you, it's held you back, and you have seen the erosion in your team, your organization, and your results, this is stressful and it's not fun, you need a team reset. That's what I'm here to do. Call us today. Email today. The link is below. When it becomes team first, you got to work for team first. It's a process. And sometimes you need some help with doing that. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help and give the proper guidance and to get this thing going in the direction it needs to go. And that's towards team production and achieving team goals. Nobody and their personal issues are bigger than the team. You got to work towards that. You need help with that. That's why I'm here. Call, email, schedule, set your date up immediately. I'm looking forward to working with you soon.